and not for one house.
Hey everybody, Ira Miller here with Homes Around the Villages YouTube channel. Sorry about being late. We had some technical difficulties we were trying to work out here. So I think we've got them all straightened out now. I'll just move this around. So again, I apologize. So Fran, I think you're new to the channel. Jerry Bell, thanks so much, Jerry, for joining us. I guess I'd love to mention that I had lunch with Jerry last week. So Jerry, Kevin, and I got together, had some lunch. I brought him to my secret barbecue place, and I think Jerry can probably tell you that he loved where we went. So anyways, Jerry, thanks for joining us. It was great getting up with you and having lunch and with you and Kevin. We won't see Kevin tonight. What's Kevin doing? He told me what he was doing. I don't know if he wants me to. He's going to go out to eat. Oh yeah, he was going to the Chop House at Lake Sumter Landing tonight, so he can't join us. But we got Jerry, so that's cool. Let's get to the chat real quick. And I've got, what is this? Why isn't this? This needs to get out of my... Anyways, Fran, thanks so much for joining us tonight, and I would love to go ahead and answer your questions. So can you please tell us, within the villages in its totality, what percentage are each category of homes, villas, cottage, bungalow, verandas, designer, and premier? All right, so as I think most of you already know, I used to work for the villages back from 2000 to 2009. So I'm going to go off of those numbers. I don't think they've really changed. And one of the reasons why they discontinued the premier homes was because they were only like 5% of the total home population here in the villages. I guess that wasn't enough of a percentage for the villages to keep building those. And not only that, but they needed bigger lots. And if you think about it from a financial perspective, if you discontinue premier homes, then you'll be able to have smaller lots and build more homes on, let's say, an acre per acre of land than if you had a premier home. So I guess all that didn't really work for the villages, and they went ahead and decided to go ahead and discontinue those and try to compensate it, I guess, with bigger designer homes and the veranda homes. But in my opinion, huge mistake, but there's always a need for those premier homes. So now all the premier homes are worth way more since they stopped building the premier homes. So 5%. The designer homes. Designers and verandas. So they're kind of the same, although the verandas are fenced in, have the fences. So the verandas are kind of a, I would say they're a compilation of courtyard villas and designer homes put together is what I guess the best the best thing I can come up with for verandas. So verandas and designers, like I said, they're kind of the same. They make up 50% of all the homes in the village. Probably more now since the premier homes, they stopped building premier homes. Villas, you know, so villas and bungalows, well, the bungalows are kind of like courtyard villas. They're, in my opinion, from my perspective, they are courtyard villas because you have bungalows, you have cabanas, you have haciendas, you have the courtyard villas, all of those are the same villa home, right? They just have fancy names for some of them, but they're all pretty much all courtyard villas. And so I would say, so let's go with patio villas. Let's start at the bottom. Patio villas are your entry-level home. I'd say probably patio villas make about 10% of, let's say, they make right around 10% of the inventory of homes in the villages. Courtyards, like I said, you have to group those with bungalows, haciendas, cabanas. Those probably make about another 10, 15%. The cottages, which we used to call ranch homes back when I was selling homes, they probably make about 25% to 30% of, so there you go, let's say 30, 40, 50, and then you have 50% veranda and designer homes. So that's kind of that's a rough estimate of what the percentage of homes are built in the villages. So 10% patio villas, 10, 15% courtyard villas, 25 to 30% cottages, and then 50% the rest are the designer and veranda. I'm gonna group those together because verandas are, like I said, designers with fences around them. And I think you might find they might be a little bit bigger in their floor plan. So that's probably what you have, friends. Hopefully that rough estimate helps you. And Jerry, I would say, 70,000 homes, no. I would say as far as homes go, there's probably more like 100,000 homes now in the villages, because there's close to about 175, 180,000 people who live in the villages. So most of them, have two people at each home, but there are a lot of singles here as well. So I would say we're about 175, 180, and it might even be higher than that, right? Because as much as they're building and as fast as they're building, I would dare say that there's 100,000, at least 100,000 homes, and there's probably about 180,000 people now here in the villages. I could probably reach out to the property appraiser and ask him if he knows about, but we're in 3 counties, Marion, Sumter, and Lake County, and in 3 cities. So actually, 4 cities: Wildwood, Lady Lake, Fruitland Park, and Leesburg now. So we're in a lot of, it's getting pretty big, pretty big. Okay, let's see, Steve Mama Nylon Guitar. Hi, Ira. I believe many of us who had plans of buying just 3 or 4 years ago have been priced out of the market and would like to buy if prices came down. So, Steve, I got to tell you, I've been here going on 24 years now. I cannot tell you how many people have said that to me over the whole course of the 24 years. And the whole thing is, a lot of people, were on the fence. A lot of people, I guess, let's say when I first started in 2000, fast forward 3 or 4 years, everybody would go, oh my gosh, look how much homes are today. I wish I would have bought 3 or 4 years ago. This is crazy. This is ridiculous. I can't believe how much they've gone up. And I've heard that since I started working here in 2000, and it's never changed. So yes, they have gone up. what I like to remind people of is your home has gone up too. So if you are looking to sell a home, to buy a home, I always remind people, look, and that terrible 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, I mean, that terrible down market that we experienced back then is a perfect example. And I would get people coming over here and they would say, oh, I've lost so much money. My home has reduced so much in value. When it goes back up, then I'm going to buy. So I'm kind of putting a reverse of that on you. And I'm like, well, okay, so the price of your home has gone down, but prices have gone down here as well. And if you wait until prices go up with your home where you live now, guess what's going to happen to prices here? They're going to go up, if not more, just as well. So always please keep that into perspective, that it's not really how much prices have gone up. They're going to continue to go up, but your home should have been going up too. Now, on a little caveat, if you think prices are too much here in the villages, then I would say look at On Top of the World in Ocala or Del Webb Stone Creek in Ocala. You can buy much more home in one of those communities than you can here in the villages. Same amenities, smaller area, bigger lots, more options in lots over there, and the lot prices are not like they are in the villages. So if you really feel like if you've been priced out of the market here in the villages, I encourage you to look at On Top of the World and Del Webb Stone Creek, or even for that matter, Spruce Creek, Del Webb Spruce Creek Country Club. Used to be called Golf and Country Club, now it's just Country Club. And Stonecrest. Those are kind of my top 5 villages on top of the world. Del Webb Stone Creek, Del Webb Spruce Creek, and Stonecrest. Now, let me just say, to help everybody out here, because I was with some people today talking about this, so that's what brings this topic to mind. Let's say you go to Zillow and you're searching for homes in On Top of the World. So here's the odd thing about On Top of the World, and you might want to write this down, or at least come back to this video. Where are we? We're 5 minutes into the video, right? You have to search for On Top of the World, Candler Hills, that's Candler Hills, Indigo East, Wayborn Landing. All of those are in the umbrella of On Top of the World, and I have no idea why each one of those are different, and they're not just all On Top of the World. But here, I'm going to show you, actually. Let's see. Let me go to my search engine here. I want to show y'all why I'm saying what I'm saying. So here's my search for the villages, 350 matches. Now, we're going to go to Ocala, right? That's the city. And we're going to go to On Top of the World. All right, 83 matches. Candler Hills, Oops. Candler Hills. And let me do this real quick, guys, while I want to see if I can do this. Okay, hold up. Let's see where we are. Okay, here we are. Can I pull it? All right, there we go. All right, I'm back. Now, let's go back to where we were, what we were doing. Okay, so I have Candler Hills. Now, it went up from 83 up to 109, okay? Let's go a little bit more. Now, Indigo East is part of On Top of the World, 128. And let's see, Wayborn Landing up to 134. So all of those, here, let's do this. I'm going to map it all for you so you can all see that they're all going to go to, I don't know what that's doing up there. But these are all the ones, let's kind of go, zoom in a little bit. Whoop. So you can see all of those homes. This is Indigo East over here. Wayborn Landing is up here. And then Candler Hills is like right around in here, and then the rest of On Top of the World is down here. So yes, if you're searching for homes on Zillow or Realtor.com or Trulia and you want to see what homes are available, so let me just kind of break it down for you for On Top of the World. So if you're searching On Top of the World, right, let's see. If we're searching for On Top of the World, and if I get my little cursor back, there we go. If you're searching On Top of the World only, On Top of the World started out as attached units, like quadplexes, and they're not I guess they're either quad or they're fiveplexes, okay? Those are the very old homes. They were built in the 70s and the 80s, and that's how On Top of the World started, kind of much like the villages started with their mobile homes. So you'll see a lot of those. Let's see, if I go back here and I go back to my inventory, we'll go back to criteria, and we'll hit results. So you see all these homes with Unit B, Unit C. You know, just if you're doing a search for On Top of the World, Unit B, Unit C, all of those are those quadplexes. Let me just give you an example while we're here, okay? This is only showing you just one of them, but if I was to do a map, it's going to actually show you. We'll go down. Let's kind of go down. So you see how there's 4 of them here? So those are 4 units there. There's 4 units there. There's 5 units here. So this is how On Top of the World started. Okay, and there's a large area of these homes. And if you kind of see it, it looks a lot greener because that's where those are a lot of oak trees. This is where all of those attached units are in On Top of the World. All right. Now you have this road. Let me just look at it here real quick. Okay. Um, This road here. This is the side entrance over here to On Top of the World. If you go through here, this whole area is Candler Hills, okay? And then, whoops. Up here, this is Stone Creek. This is Del Webb Stone Creek. It actually butts up against On Top of the World. This is Wayborn Landing, all in here. Like I said, all of this is Candler Hills. Over here is Indigo East. And then down here, all of this is On Top of the World. Now, a lot of people have asked me about On Top of the World. They say, well, isn't all that leased land? You don't own your property over there? Well, I would say this part here, the On Top of the World part, is all leased owned. Or what do they call it? They call it oh shoot. All this up here is called fee simple, where you own your own land and you take care of your own land. This is all leased where they own. This is a 99-year lease on your property down here. Now, there's no difference in price or value from one to the other. So I just want to clear that up. But yes, for the most part, this part over here is your leased property. And up here, you own your property. And the reason all this is because that's how they started this. All this has to be leased because these are all attached units. So that has to be a lease purchase. But, and then they just extended it this way. But then a lot of people are saying we're not coming to On Top of the World because they were afraid of that lease purchase property where there was a 99-year lease on there. But they take care of the property for you. So they do the lawn maintenance and fertilizer, and I think they mulch maybe once a year or something like that. That doesn't mean you don't need to do anything to your property, because you do. You know, I'm going to tell you that right up front. If you don't add extra fertilizer and weed and feed to your yard in these areas, it's not going to look so great. So you need to do a little bit of something, but they are going to come in here and mow and edge, and then, like I say, mulch once a year. I think maybe they trim the bushes quarterly, but in with that as well, they do any roof repairs. If you have any roof damage, they do that, and they paint your home every 7 years. You don't ever have to paint your home. So that's what you get with your lease purchase. Up here, like I said, you're on your own. This is what you do for yourself. All right, so that's a little bit of what's going on On Top of the World. And then, like I said, over here is Stone Creek. And really nice community. Lovely community. I was over there today, and I have some folks I believe are either going to make an offer on a home or they're going to build over there. So you can build in both of those, and you can do your so actually I was just looking at the people who are looking in Stone Creek, because I figured they would be reaching out to me here. But I was also telling them, you know, they're like, oh, this is, you know, we really like how green everything is. You can even see how green it is up here. But a lot of this is a newer area. So again, like I said, On Top of the World used to be all lease purchase, where they took care of it, but then they realized there was a lot of people that didn't like that, were afraid of that, so they actually went ahead and made a section called Candler Hills. Now, most of Candler Hills, too, I will tell you, is the estate homes. A lot of Candler Hills are the estate homes, right? So those are 3-car garages. I mean, those are really kind of the top-notch homes over there on top of the world. Or Candler Hills, I should say. All right, let me get off that bandwagon. So Steve, hopefully I've given you options. I've kind of given you the analogy of your home versus homes over here, how that kind of all it works, and help you, with keeping that in mind. So prices do not go down in the villages. They kind of just, it depends on the market, whether it goes, I haven't seen them ever go down, right? I've seen them stay stable, but anyways, actually, I take that back. I'm talking about new homes, right? But but they are actually, I got to tell you, they are prices are going down on the resale market. I guess properties of the villages will give you more incentives to buy a new home from them, but I don't really remember. Well, they will give you discounts. They'll price it up here, and they'll say, okay, well, we're going to give you a $10,000 discount if you buy this home. I don't know. Personally, I think that's kind of bait and switch, because you can price it wherever you want and then say, I'm going to give you $10,000 off. Pre-owned homes I do see coming down slightly, ever so slightly, but that 350 home inventory is actually down from where it was a couple weeks ago. I think a couple weeks ago when we were here, we looked, I think it was 369 homes were on the market. Now I see only 350. Now, whether that's just people deciding not to list their home because they see prices going down, or they just don't see sales like they used to. And I can show you sales. I can compare sales this year over last year or whatever. But so I do need to kind of just retract what I said. I don't ever see them go down. Yes, they do go down occasionally. And in that very bad market, I did see them going down. So yes, they do go down. But again, I just want to remind you, if prices are going down here, they're probably going down on your home as well. So if you're selling a home, if the market's going down, it kind of does this, right, with your present home and the homes in the villages. So that's why I tell everybody, if you're gonna buy a home here, don't wait. There's no reason to wait. If you're gonna wait till prices go down, the value of your present home is just gonna go down. I don't think you want to kind of chase that rabbit down that hole. So Jerry, I don't know if prices have ever gone down in the villages. I don't know. Yes. So there are other less expensive active retirement communities in the area that he can show you, and that's what we just went over with that. I want to say hello to Henry Miller. Thank you, Henry. No relation, for jumping on. Appreciate you joining us tonight. Thanks, Jerry. And you're welcome, Fran. Current interest rates on a mortgage. Well, here's what I would suggest you do, which I think we can do here as well. Let me see here. I'm going to go out of this. Rocket Mortgage should tell us what rates are. It used to anyways. Rocket Mortgage, sign into your account. I don't want to sign into here. Buy a home. I hope they don't make us jump through all these hoops and having to answer all these questions. Rates over here. Today's mortgage rates. There you go. So, we can talk about this. You know, look here. Let me jump on here with you for a second. All right. So up here where you see it says 1.875. That $4,687. What is that? You're buying your rate down. You're paying points. You're paying interest up front to get your interest down, right? So, you know, so what it's saying is over there, it's saying 6.5% interest. Well, that's again with points. And I don't know if a 20-year fixed, a 30-year FHA, a 30-year jumbo. So what they're doing is they're giving us a rate that was bought down. That's refinance too. Let's do a purchase. So here, if you're doing a purchase, not a refi, but a purchase, 30-year fixed loans offer a fixed interest rate and lower payments. You know, so they want you to go ahead and get started and go through all that. So I guess this is just to get you to do this, to really find out what the real interest rate is if you don't want to buy your interest rate down, okay? So you'll pay 2.17125 in points and $5,843 up front in origination points to buy your interest rate down over there. So, little disappointing, but I don't know, estimate my rate. I don't know if we can go down that hole. But, buy a new home. Yeah, they're going to make us provide all kind of information that we don't have time to do tonight. Okay? See, 3% complete, just with that. So anyways, we can maybe go out of here and see if somebody else will give us a true rate. I think is it Biz Rate? Is that the name of it? Oh, I have Rocket Mortgage. Mortgage rates, let's see. MORTGAG, mortgage rates today. Best money, fund, bad lenders, bank rate. I'm sorry, that's what it was. Not biz rate, but bank rate. I'm hoping it tells us. So it looks like national average is 7.27. On Monday, the current average interest is 7.18. There you go. Decreasing 27 basis points from a week ago. So interest rate went down a little bit. That's really good to know. And so there you go. Let's see. So hopefully that answered your question about rates today. Bank rate, that's always a cool thing. Where are we? All right. So that hopefully. So 7.18. I mean, I know it was getting up there around 8, but thankfully, look, this is an election year, so they're going to do whatever they can to make everything look good. Gas prices seem to be going down. Interest rates seem to be going down. I'm sure a lot of other things will be looking better. And I'm not even going to get political on you, though. So I'm just going to stop right there. So, not a bad time, I think. It's getting better, anyways, to buy a home. Let's see. Oh, so I went to the new Premier Home Village in Dabney, and they must have 150 home sites. I couldn't believe how big it was. The lots aren't that large either. Interesting, because they must have just introduced back Premier Homes again. Because I know up to now they didn't have any more Premier Homes. Also, another thing too is when the market's doing really, really, really great, the villages won't do a build to suit, we call it, for you. They have nothing but spec homes. Now that things have slowed down, it looks like they started coming back up with the with Premier Homes, and it looks like they've brought back the ability to build your own home if that's what you want to do. Okay, so Ron, there you go. Hopefully that answered your question about current interest rates on a mortgage. And you know what? That's what I like to do. I like to teach you how to find things. And you know what the old saying, if I teach you to fish, you'll eat forever, but if I give you a fish, you only eat for a day. So this way you only, if I didn't show you how to find interest rates, you would only know what today's rate is. So there you go. Let's see, let's go back up a little bit. What is the current interest rate? Thank you. Okay. Can you talk about the tile roofs in Spanish Springs? Are they good? Do they last longer, or are they just a headache? So I guess you're talking about the Spanish Springs villas. Those villas have been there now since about 1999, which makes them 25 years old. They're supposed to be a 50-year rated roof tile. That's what roof tiles are usually rated, are 50 years. And they do have, they do have a condo fee over there, and they have the amenity fee that you have to pay for over there. So it gets pretty expensive when you start putting all that stuff together for those Spanish Springs villas. So I kind of caution you a little bit. Now, yes, they should have money put aside for that, because you only own the inside of those well, yeah, they're townhouses, and the end units are single floor units, but they do have the tile roof. So if it needs to be re-roofed, whether they'll assess everybody to replace those roofs or not, I don't think so. I think the condo fee should have enough money built up in it to be able to pay for a new roof, should one need, or should they all need new roofs up there. So, but typically they're 50-year rated, okay? And so they're about halfway through their life right now. And, you know, roofs don't always last a whole rating that they say they do. Like typical tile shingle or asphalt shingles say, okay, it's a 30-year rated roof, but you might get 23 years, 24 years out of it. But now even the insurance companies won't even let you go that far. Anything over 15 years, they want to give you a hard time about your roof and try to get you to put a new roof on halfway through the warranty of the roof. So, anyways, that's kind of the thing about tile roofs. And one thing you want to make sure that nobody walks on those tile roofs. I was just going over that with my assistant in how tile roofs are put down. Your barrel tiles are not put right on your on the sheathing where you would think it would really be supported. You have 1x strips that go across the sheathing, and then your tiles are put from one strip to the other because it's giving you an air pocket underneath it, and that helps with dissipating the heat that those tiles might attract. But also makes them very weak in the middle if you were to ever walk on one in the middle of it rather than where it's setting on the strips. They're going to break. So I don't think anybody should be up there walking on it anyways, but I'm just kind of just throwing that out there. So Jerry, I'm going to have to look into that, the village of Dabney in those premier homes because, but you got to be, yeah, the lots, I guess, you know, so the village of Harmswood, for instance, is a premier home neighborhood, older premier home neighborhood. I think it was started in 1999, 2000, somewhere around there. They had these huge estate lots, estate-sized lots. They were huge. And then they went across the street to Sunbury, and then Royal Oak, not too much around the corner. And the lots started getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So now, I don't know. I just have to see what it looks like. But I would hate to think that they're going to put these premier homes back to back to each other with the little amount of room that a lot of the other homes in the villages have. So thank you, Henry. I appreciate that. Did the 189 amenity fee go up? So I don't see where it went up right now because I went to the village's website, and let's do that. And I'll answer your question. And if you go to the villages, right, there's a cost of living down here in this drop down. And you want to go to the cost of living and see where it says 189 monthly amenity fee. And that tells you what it gives you, okay? So, they're still saying it's $189 a month. And then gives you your breakdown for patio villas, what it would cost you to live in a patio villa. Courtyard Villa series. Now going back to the cabanas that Fran was asking about. There it is right there, Courtyard Villa series. Those are your cabanas, your haciendas. What was the other one? I think Fran might have said something about it in the beginning. Bungalows, yeah. Cabanas, bungalows, courtyard villa. They're all courtyard villas. So over here is a breakdown of what you can expect to pay. And these are, you know, they're not fudging their numbers. They're actually pretty close. And it tells you what it's based on, how much of the cost of a home. Okay, cottage series, veranda series, 1,500 to 2,480, and then designer 1,400 to. So that's why I said I kind of lumped earlier the verandas and the designers in together, because you know, look over here, 1,369, 1,358. They're basically the same home. Okay. You can download a PDF of this if you want to, but there's your 189. Amenity fee. So let me go back here. So no, has not gone up. John Keller, thanks for joining us this evening, John. Appreciate it. And Victoria, thanks for joining in as well. Appreciate you. Steve, been retracting all these messages. What's going on, Steve? Look, let me just say one thing. There's no stupid questions. You know, I have some people that'll say, well, I have a stupid question. No, there are no stupid questions. So if you think that you might have a question, it's probably something that everybody else can benefit from. Don't worry about asking any question that you might feel like is important to you. There are no stupid questions, okay? So that's what we're here for. We're here to answer all your questions. All right, so again, Victoria, I appreciate you jumping on with us tonight. Just remember, too, one more week until Christmas. 2 more weeks until New Year's. We will not be here. So when I sign off tonight, I won't see you again until next year. Okay, so there you go. Oh, one thing I do want to kind of get out there too before we get too far down the road in this, and I'm probably going to make a little video about this myself, but Jerry, he's the man who always tells everybody, hey, give Ira a like. So yes, we love our likes. Gives our channel, what would you say, Antonio? Gives our channel
credibility.
Credibility. There you go. So it just helps our channel and gives us credibility. So please, and that's all my videos. When you go, when you see my videos, if you would give us a like, that would be cool. So I'm sure you've already subscribed and you've already hit the notification little bell icon, but don't forget to give us the thumbs up and that like, because we're trying to do everything we can for our channel, because we just like to be relevant. That's another word that I feel like that like button helps us with relevancy, okay? So Laura from Chicago, yes, from suburban Chicago. Better late than never. You're only 15 minutes, oh, we were late, right? So, yes, we were a little bit late on the channel today. We had a little technical difficulties. So, anyways, thank you for joining us, Laura. Oh no. My daughter, Jamie Miller. She was here in the office earlier. She's home from college for, I don't know, 10 days, 2 weeks, maybe something like that. I was hoping she was going to join me on the channel tonight. Left me here all by myself. But that's okay. We're making it. I got Antonio. He's over here helping me. But now she's telling me, we put you on our TV and we're watching. Hey! So make sure that dinner stays warm when I get home. All right. So let me go back a little bit here. So Laura, thanks for jumping on. You're never too late. Just like there's no stupid questions. You're never too late. Ron Pass, do you get a lower mortgage rate if you make it a large down payment first and your credit score is high? No. So if your credit score, the higher your credit score, obviously the better rate you're going to get. What you might want to really consider is, rather than doing a really high down payment, You might just want to do a 15-year mortgage, right? And then in 15 years, get it out of the way. You're getting lower interest rates. And you'll pay less interest, and you'll have your write-offs on your income taxes. So there's a lot of benefits. I think maybe if you just go with a 15-year, but or both. Put a large down payment if you want, and then pay it off quicker. But yeah, the higher your credit score. Now, there was a time, and I talked to one of my lenders about this. Oh yeah, by the way, Antonio, yes. Can you go get me Miriam's card on my desk? Yep. I want to give her a shout out. We did have a lender come visit us on Friday. Brought us chicken from where was that? Oh, Huey Magoo's. If you ever had chicken from Huey Magoo's, it's pretty awesome. And she brought it for the whole office. And she came in, talked to us. Oh heck, about an hour and a half, I think. So I told her. Thank you. Yeah, there you go. So there's Miriam Bennett. She's a good mortgage lender, so if you want to get with her. And Mary Ratchford is another one of our preferred lenders. I don't know if I know where Mary's card is, but I do have her on my email, so we will provide you. I always like to provide two lenders, right? So you can kind of shop your mortgage down and use one against the other one. So you can say, hey, they're giving me this for that, and it's always good. It's always a good thing to have a little competition going, right? But anyways, Miriam was she came in personally and talked to us a little bit about, and I said, hey. Wasn't there that law passed that where if you had a higher credit score, you got a higher interest rate for having a better credit score? And she goes, oh, they did away with that right away. So they pretty much shot that down because that was a thing there for a little short minute there, and but she says that is no longer. So the better your credit score, the better terms you'll get for your mortgage. And Ron Pass, go with a shorter term. There you go, Jerry. And you're, and make a large, okay. All right, so let's hit Pete first. In your opinion, what's the possibility one day the villages could be sold off when the Morris family no longer has an interest in such a business, either whole or piecemeal? Well, I would say probably very little to none possibility. Now, maybe when Jennifer, Mark, and Tracy die, who are the three kids that inherited from their dad, Gary Morris, maybe at that time the kids might get together, which are now the grandkids, but then anyways, the lineage is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I never thought they'd go south of 44. Mr. Morris really had no intentions of going south of 44. And here's something that I want to what kind of irritates me a little bit about the change of guard in the villages, and it's a perfect example. When they started building Finney, I guess they really didn't have a whole lot of confidence that it was going to be successful or take off. So they had no bridge over the turnpike. They had no shopping center. They had no rec center, Everglades Rec Center. There was a lot of things they didn't have for years and years, right? That's not the way Gary Morris did things. So right down the street from where I am is Lake Sumter Landing. Gary Morris built the entire town square. And before any homes were built, south of 466. And that's how he always did things. He always put the rec centers in. He always put the shopping centers in. He always put the town squares in first before he ever built the first home. That's not how they do things right now. And right now they're all the way south to 472. There's a bunch of homes down there, and there's very little to do down there, right? It's a little, it's a little bit of a golf cart ride to get over to Sawgrass Grove. And it's only now that they're talking about building another town square, and Finney started it. They started Finney in 2017. So what is that, 7 years ago? Only now are they talking about, another square. So I don't think that's right, but I'm just kind of stressing my frustrations with the Morris family. Since you brought up the Morris family, who brought that up? Was it Pete? Let's see. Yes. So I don't think they'll ever sell off. There's just way too much money that they're making on building all these homes. But I think what I have already done this before for you guys, but when I've gone to my my maps, and I'm just gonna do this because this is a better map. Anyway, sorry guys, but I want you all to check out what you're looking at here. So down here is the villages. You can see where this little light area is. These are all the villages, village homes. Finney is over here. Oh, I'm sorry, this isn't Finney. This is north of 44. Right here, let's zoom in. So here's Finney over here. A lot of this stuff, these maps are old. They can't even keep up with how fast they're really building. There's Lake Denham and 470. I think I said 472, but it's 470. So they're building. They've already got homes already all built right in here, right? All of this area is all homes. And this is where they're going, into here. But these dark spots, these are wetlands, right? So all these are wetlands. So they're starting to get into an area, like this is all wetlands here and all the way in here. So, I'm showing you all this because it just seems like they're probably kind of limited into what they can build in this area, even though this is a huge area, but they can't build into here. Just like they couldn't build into Lake Denham, and just trying to think. Yeah, over here is where they were building homes. So this is all wetlands here. So you see, this is Bradford, and Chitty Chatty are in here. I'm sorry, this is Chitty Chatty, and this is Bradford. So they're built right up to the wetlands, and they kind of continued that. So it's they're right up against these wetlands. And then into Lake Denham. This is Lake Denham up in here. All right, but so I don't know how much more, they're going to have to get real creative when they start building around in here because of all these wetlands. It's going to be tricky getting all those homes in and around these areas. but we'll see what they do. So right now they're building in this area. Well, they're clearing everything, getting ready to build in this area. All right. So back to our live stream and our chats. So Pete, I think that's just a long answer for you, but again, kind of tells you. The premier home village is called the Enclave. It's off by itself at the far east end of the villages north of the turnpike. It's far from everything, really. Tony from Long Island. Which village is your favorite in the villages? Wow. Well, I think Jerry can probably answer that question, right? Jerry? I was just reading what my daughter said. Let's see. Oh, let me go back up here. Okay. I'm kind of jumping all over the place. I'm sorry about that. So I'm just making sure I don't leave anybody out and I answer everybody's question. I really appreciate all of your questions and all of you joining us tonight. We have 50 current viewers. That's awesome. Thank you so much. And like we said, give us the thumbs up. So, which village is your favorite in the villages? You're going to be shocked, probably. And I would probably say, let me think about this for a second. I would probably say, probably the village of Chatham. Where's Chatham? The village of Chatham are really, anywhere, even, let's see, the village of Chatham or, what's that other village that I like? It's by the Nancy Lopez Country Club. So, why? Why would you like the village of Chatham? I mean, or even I'm going to say the Marion County section of the villages as a whole. Why would I like that? There's so many reasons. Number one, low or no bond. The highest bond in Marion County is probably going to be under $3,000 if there's still a bond in that home. $3,000. That's incredible, right? That's awesome. Keep your taxes lower. So that's one reason why I like that. Number two, prices are lower up in the Marion County section. Why? Well, some people think that up there in the Marion County area, you're too far away from the squares. Spanish Springs, Lake Sumter Landing. You jump in your car, you're less than 15 minutes, you're about 10 minutes by car now, not golf cart. Golf cart about twice as long. So maybe 20 minutes to Lake Sumter Landing. 20 minutes to Spanish Springs by golf cart, 10 minutes by car. You have the Sharon Morris concert venue. What's that? Man, it's a little late. But, so you have the Sharon Morris. Is everybody trying to help me out here? Sorry about that. So you do have the Sharon Morris Entertainment Complex, which is where they have a bunch of concerts and everything. So that's in Spanish Springs. But you do have the brand new first responders, and if I don't get that first responder video up this week, I'm really going to be mad at myself, and I have very little time to do it. But I'm trying to get you the first responders. That's an awesome rec center. Little putt-putt course out there. You're really going to love when I get that video finally. But they have the first responders recreation center, Chatham Rec Center, Mulberry Rec Center. They have their own shopping center up there, pretty much removed. It's far less congested in the wintertime. So when everybody comes down to visit the villages and all the renters and all the visitors and all the seasonal people, you are up there on the north area, kind of away from all of the hustle and bustle that goes on in the villages. So another reason why I like it. Another reason why I like it is you're just that much closer to Ocala, where you have all the malls. You have Paddock Mall, Heathbrook Mall, all the car dealerships. You have tons and tons of restaurants. You have the World Equestrian Center up there. You have the Epic Movie Theater. This movie theater is awesome. You know, these reclining chairs where you can eat it. Oh man, the Epic Theater's fantastic. Probably shouldn't even say anything because now everybody's going to be coming to the Epic. But anyways, there's so much in Ocala to do. And that's where a lot of the village residents go in the wintertime when it gets so crowded in all the restaurants and country clubs and stuff like that. Everybody comes to Ocala and Bellevue, it seems like, just to be able to go out and eat. So those are all the reasons. Oh, and last, maturity of the neighborhood. Those are 2002, 2003, 2004 homes up there. The trees are much more mature and large and big, and you know, and by then all the roofs have been replaced, air conditioners have been replaced. Like I said, low bonds. There's so many reasons why I love that Marion County area. So that's mine. You know, I mean, it's not for everybody, right? You might love the squares. I want to be around the squares. So many people tell me, I want a house around the square. I want a house close to the square. I want, you know, well, you know, that's cool. But I'm going to tell you, most people, the majority of people, after about 6 months, those squares, been there and done that, pretty much or what people are thinking. So I kind of liken it to Disney World, where, you know, Disney World, we used to go to downtown Disney a lot, down in Orlando. I know it's there. I know it's a hike to get down there. I know you got to fight the crowds in Orlando to get down there. So do we ever go down there anymore? Nah, not really. You know, there's everything we need to do in Ocala. So there you go. You don't really, unless you love music and you love to dance, and you're just a huge social person, you're probably not going to go to the squares as much as you think you would. All right, let's move on. So there you go, Tony. My favorite village. Fran, where exactly is Oxford Oaks? Is that in the villages? Looks like it isn't. So Oxford Oaks is a family neighborhood that the village's developer built for mainly for families who work in the villages. So they're kind of upper echelon homes, kind of designed for some of the doctors they were bringing in for their healthcare system that they have here in the villages healthcare, but no access to the rest of the villages, no access to any of the amenities in the villages, and it's on 301, and it's only off in itself, and it serves a purpose, and that's the purpose that it serves. for village residents, mainly was the reason why they built that Oxford Oaks. So, key, no access to the rest of the villages, and I almost said to the golf courses, but little does anybody know, I think, anybody can golf on the village's country club golf courses. So you can't really call in and make a tee time, but anybody can walk into a pro shop and say, hey, do you have any tee times available? I'd like to play on this course or one of the courses. Because let's say you walk in Arnold Palmer, you want to play that course, and no tee times are really available. A lot of times those people in that pro shop will call around to the other country club courses and say, hey, I have somebody that wants to play. You have any tee times or availability, or can you fit them in with a threesome to make it a foursome or whatever? They're all about that. So just remember, anybody can play those golf courses. So somebody's asking about, where was it? Spruce Creek, I think. Where is it? I know I saw it. If I liked Spruce Creek, let me see. Let me go down here. Dabney. Let's see. I know I saw it. It must be down a ways. Anyways, let's take everything as it goes, and I'll get back to that. So, yeah. So Jerry kind of answered that for Fran too. You don't get to use the village. Thanks, Jerry. If I'd have saw that, you would have saved me a lot of explanation, a lot of splaining. Middleton is a new area for village employees. True, close to the high school. Debbie, put you on TV. Thank you, Jerry. What is your opinion? There it is. What is your opinion of Spruce Creek South if someone is on a BD budget? It's close to the villages. Oops, won't be able to answer that. It would be down on my list of places, I would say. Don't get me wrong. All right, so they're all older. I think the newest one is 2006 in there. Maybe, yeah, I think 2005. The amenities, it has a golf course, has a links golf course, which is decent. It's developer-owned HOA. Means the developer still owns the HOA and he controls what the HOA is. Does have, okay amenities. Nothing great. Nothing really organized, I'll tell you. Unlike, all the other ones I had mentioned above. But if you're looking for a home around the 200, under 250, let's say, then, and you want to be close to the villages, then, yeah, that might be for you. So it is what it is. It serves its purpose, right? And that's pretty much what I can say about that. And I'm assuming you meant Spruce Creek South, Laura, not Spruce Creek Country Club. Jamie Miller, I missed you the other day. You're getting me in trouble, Jerry, with my daughter. She's probably going, yeah. If someone is on a budget, yeah. So you're our dinner. I'm your dinner entertainment. Okay, good. Turn it up. 28 degrees in Chicago. What are you doing in Chicago? Come on down, Laura. Karen, thank you for joining. Dad, don't out me. I heard the roofs in the villages had to be replaced every 10 years because the insurance company won't insure if you don't. Is that true? Again, I don't answer any question with just a short answer, okay? So, these scamming roofing companies came into the villages. They had a rep. They hired a sales representative to go door knocking. And they knocked on just about every single door here in the villages. And they said, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Villager, how would you like a brand new roof for free? I can get you a brand new roof. Just get your insurance company to pay for it. How would you like that? Wouldn't that be awesome? And so I cannot tell you. So one neighbor would get a free roof, the other, and tell the other neighbor would go, man, I want a free roof. And there it goes. And it spread like wildfire. It was kind of like the days when the sinkhole scams were going on. You know, all those sinkhole companies that came along, you might have had a little depression out there in your yard. Oh, you've got a sinkhole and you've got to remediate all the way around the house, and it's going to cost your insurance company 80 grand, 100 grand. And so those people, as well as the roofers, have really screwed things up. And everybody's asking me about insurance. Why is insurance so high in Florida? Right? I heard insurance is just really astronomical. Well, I don't know if it's really astronomical, but it's higher than it used to be, and that's why. Because all of these roofers, you know, used to be sinkhole people, engineers, and now roofers, scam the insurance companies, and guess who pays in the end? We do. Those insurance companies aren't going to lose money. So if those roofers are scamming the insurance companies, yeah, they're going to say, you know what? If that roof is older than, well, it's been 15 years. If it's older than 15 years old, they're really going to sock you with a high interest, a high insurance rate, or they're going to tell you you need to replace that roof. So. And because they don't want to be scammed by these roofers anymore. And that's how they did it. These roofers are going around saying, yeah, your roof is damaged from hail that the villages experienced a couple years ago. So it needs to be replaced. And that's the sad truth. And so it's really about 15 years. But most of the roofs have been replaced through here by now. There's not many left that need a new roof or is older than 15 years. There's some here and there, but that's what happened. So good question, Steve. Thank you very much for that question. And then there we go. So, hi, Ken. Hi, Kelly. How you doing? Kelly just moved down from Texas. She's in her home. We had her home completely. Oh, I told Kelly, I asked Kelly, can I come by and do a before and after? I've got a gutted home on video, and now her home's completed. I got her in touch with a contractor. I couldn't do it. I didn't have the time to do it at the time. So I got her in touch with a contractor I know. I got to get over there and do a video for everybody to see what we can do for these homes. So hey, Kelly, and I'm hoping Ken is with you. So Jamie Miller, when's the next concert your dad is taking you to? Oh, did she answer you? Greetings from Northeast Iowa. Great to see you on Skip's porch recently. Yep. Oh my gosh, appreciate all your efforts for us. Mark, my pleasure. I remember talking with you, when I was over there at Skip's. I swear, I've been trying to get on Skip's porch setting all year. And so that one day I said, I'm doing it. I am doing it. I'm going over there. Called Blakely. Blakely, don't bother me. I'm going over to Skip's. Is Skip on? She pulled it up. Yeah, he's on. I said, okay. I went by his house. I'm like, where is he? The chairs are empty out front. I said, this must be a repeat. So I called her back. I said, hey, I thought you said Skip was on. Yeah, he's on, but he's in his lanai. I'm like, oh my gosh. It was too cold that day. So Skip had to go. Skip and Sue went in the lanai. And I said, well, you know what? I don't care. I'm parking my car. I'm going around the backyard, and I'm going to his lanai. So, as Mark knows, the rest is history. I went back there. He goes, hey, I was just talking about you. And for real, I guess he was. So that was cool. So Mark, man, Northeast Iowa. I bet that's cold up there because Laura's saying it's 28 degrees in Chicago. I can only imagine what it is in Iowa. And you're getting ready to have the Iowa caucuses, right? So that's going to be interesting. We know who the favorite child is because Joey's home too, my dear son. Not sure, what? Jamie, you know the next concert. Okay? So I don't know if I told Jerry when I saw him, but the next concert is this Friday. We just saw the Outlaws with the Artemis Pyle Band, but this Friday we're going to see the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Every year I tell people about the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. So if y'all haven't seen the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, you are missing one heck of a show. I'll just tell you that. Lasers, fire, most awesome band playing Christmas music. It's not Christmas without the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. And my wife and I have been going since before my daughter was born, and she's, well, 24 years old. So we've been going for about 27 years. Every year, I think we only missed 1 year, and that was in the pandemic, where they didn't have the show because of that. So, Trans-Siberian Orchestra. So I don't know what you're talking about with, oh, that's Jerry talking about. Let's see, all right. Kelly and Ken, I just said hello. So good, I'm glad Ken's home. Bad Bunny. No. No Bad Bunny. I'm not a Bad Bunny fan. Just recently been pulled on over to the countryside. So we saw Whiskey Myers, which I'm a big fan of now. One of my videos has me in my Whiskey Myers shirt, along with Eric Church. That was pretty awesome. My wife loved it. So Liz from New York wanted to wish you and your family happy holidays. Happy holidays to you, Liz. You know, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everybody, because you won't see me on Christmas or New Year's, because those do fall on Monday, but the following week after New Year's, I guess it's the 7th or 8th. Please remember to thumbs up. Thank you, Jerry. Zach Bryan was great. Oh man, we were supposed to see Def Leppard, Poison, yeah, but I got COVID. I had to sell my tickets. We need a way to get to Finney from DeLuna. Too long now to go Yeah, tell me about it. That is true. You know, I'm thinking the only way to get around that is get your golf cart street legal. Because, yeah, I thought that was odd, too, how they kind of cut that off and had no way to really get to there without going way around and under the tunnel. Exactly where on the map is this proposed beach is supposed to go in Eastport? So I think that's just talk right now. You know, if you ask the villages, they're not gonna tell you. They don't ever tell you what they're going to do until they do it, until they break ground. So they don't want, because they might change their mind. They don't want to ever be held to anything. So I'm not sure if anybody really knows. Yes, Chatham is near Nancy Lopez. Yep. Look on Google Maps satellite view. Eastport is noted on there. Also got a map from the villages when I was there this weekend. Corner of yeah, that's where Eastport is, Jerry. But he's asking where this big, huge acre or 2-acre lagoon or pool that or whatever it is. Robert is my lead coordinator, and people have been asking him, where is this going in at, right? So this beach or lagoon, they call it, there's one up in what is it? It's not Newport Richie. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Wesley Chapel. So if you look up lagoon in Wesley Chapel, that might be something we can go check out. Really? And this is what I think they're saying they're going to do. Lagoon in Wesley Chapel. It's like a 5-acre pool. So here it is. This is what it looks like. So see that? Look how that, and that thing is a real thing. It's not just an animation. The 7.5-acre Crystal Lagoon. And this is just an overall view of it. It's pretty cool. It's amazing. I went there one time. I listed 80 acres out there, and they have videos. Yeah. Now that looks like a concept picture there, but it's a real deal. Let me see if I can't go back and Tampa Bay communities. But yeah, this is what I think that they're talking about doing out there at Eastport. So y'all can go ahead and Google this on your own. But yeah, there you go. All right, let's see. So yeah, you can tell where Eastport is, but that lagoon is anybody's guess, I think. Gary, wow, you are late, buddy. Look at Kevin. Kevin, I done told everybody we wouldn't see you tonight, and here you are. Was eating at the Chop House. Yeah, I already told everybody where you were, what you were doing. So I'm just reading some stuff that Jerry's talking about. If you look at the Villages map, when you look at homes for sale, zoom in real close, and they have all the detail of Eastport and the odd-shaped lake, buildings, etc. So maybe that odd-shaped lake is what I just showed you, with that lagoon that looks like that's out there in Wesley Chapel. I guess April 2025 can't come fast enough, huh, Laura? Look at Kevin. He's already on top of it. They have sold 23 homes in Moultrie Creek. The Savannah Center. What's John talking about? Hey, Kevin. Don't know. Laura likes the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. So Kevin is Moultrie Creek in the Villages, where Eastport is going to be. So many new villages being developed, yes, and that's why when somebody asked me if I thought they were going to sell, the family was going to sell off the villages, I can't even imagine how many billions and billions of dollars all their commercial property is. You know, the squares and the shopping centers, they own all those. Quite honestly, that's what I figured they were going to do back when Gary Morris died. I mean, if you can get billions and billions of dollars and just spread it out to the rest of the family, I mean, shoot, you could live forever. Good for the MLS realtors, as there will be more resales in the next few years. True enough. So Gary, you were in British Columbia, huh? Yeah, woo, you were way up there and out there. So you are on Pacific time. Yep, Kevin's counting he's counting the days as well. He's getting ready to go back home, so I know he's really hating it. 'Cause I think it's pretty cold up there where you're from there, Kevin. The lake is for dragon boat racing. The west part of the lake was supposed to have a beach sand. I don't know if that is true. It's not on the current map. So there you go. Like I said, I don't think they're gonna do that until they break ground, because they don't like to reveal anything up front. Well, 7:38. If there's any last minute comments, last minute questions, like I said, we are going to be here. Let me go and pull up my map. So January 8th is our next live event. And I bought a ticket. So Laura, I bought one on Saturdays. Looks like I didn't win because I haven't checked it, but maybe I better go get me a ticket. All right. So Kevin, I hope you enjoyed the Chop House. Pretty good place. Just talking about it makes me hungry. I thought maybe I'm only about 3, 4 miles from the Chop House. Kevin might have dropped me by a pork chop or something, but I guess not. So now I got to go home and eat. So, Kevin, thanks for jumping on. Appreciate you rushing home and getting on that computer. And I appreciate all y'all for joining us tonight. You were awesome. All the questions, I just loved it. really makes the time go by quick, and it really gives me a lot of stuff to talk about. So let me see if there's anything. I know I wrote down some notes here. Let me just see what I... Okay, so, oh gosh. Oh no. It says, tell Mark Ryan, and I didn't finish the sentence. At the bottom. Sorry, Mark, I don't know what I was going to tell you. Anyways, if you have anybody that you could refer to me, I love referrals. Actually, what I do is anybody, I always refer them to my YouTube channel so they can see me, what I do, all that good stuff. Yeah, we would love to have your referrals. You just tell them to let me know that you sent me. Okay? I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I am going to be gone the day after Christmas, the 26th, until, well, I have to be back by Saturday because I have somebody who wants to go see homes. So I'm going to go up to the Georgia mountains and enjoy the temperatures up there in those Georgia mountains. Go hit Highlands, where I love, where I stay in the fall to watch the leaves turn. We're going to go check out Highlands in the wintertime. I want to try to get up there to Gatlinburg, so fingers crossed that the roads are open for us to get through, because I've heard that it's snowing up in some parts of the North Carolina mountains, and I might not be able to get up to Gatlinburg because it's only like 3 hours from where I am. And if you haven't been to Gatlinburg, it's beautiful. Pigeon Forge, Sphereville, Gatlinburg, all lit up with Christmas lights. Dollywood is up there. Just a beautiful place. It's awesome to visit. Lots to do. Very tourist oriented. But I'm going to try to extend my Christmas holiday past Christmas by going up there. So, all right. Homes around the villages with Jerry. Merry Christmas. See you next year, Ira. Okay, Jerry. Ricky P. Ricky P. Wow. Thanks for jumping on. Kevin. Love you, man. Love you, Jerry. Thanks all. Thanks everybody for popping on the old live stream. Again, January 8th. Hope to see you all back here, if not more people. And hope you all enjoy your holidays, your Christmas, New Year's. Be safe out there. And we'll see you.